3 words. Where is Tyra? So the girls are back in the house, and Cody is doing just fine without her sister. Oop! In all honesty, I think it'd be really great for her to not be a twin, but to be Cody and be herself. So I think her sister being eliminated was good for her. But I'm telling you, I didn't think that she would be, on cloud 9 so soon. And Kyle is sick of that house. I mean, this whole episode, Kyle was like this close to snapping. But that hair, sis, that hair was laid. Yes, Kyle. Always have that hair slayed. You never know when the cameras is going to show up. In-law Roach shows up. Sans lace front. He shows up to give the girls their first challenge of the episode, which was a style challenge. And it was basically trying to help them find their signature style or their signature look. Basically, every model should have like a signature look or something to really put them on the map, because they're not just trying to funnel out models, they're trying to funnel out basically a brand. And I actually thought, out of every episode that I watched, that this episode and this challenge was really beneficial for the girls, because having a really good street style photo is extremely important for the models of today. Really, really good challenge. And I was actually shocked. I was like, oh, okay, that finally helping these girls make it into the industry. Thanks. Episode whatever this is, about time. Then we have this little weird clip of Chris Leanne talking about how she keeps on getting called sexy and she's very nervous about it. And she's like, is it because I'm Latina? No, honey, it's because you think you're J-Lo. And I thought the same thing too. I was just like, I hope they're not coming down on this girl because of her culture and class. Like, it really bothered me. But then I realized she looks up to Jennifer Lopez. No problem. But Chris Leanne, that is not your body type. It's Chris Leanne has a weird kind of body dysmorphia. Like, she thinks that she is this voluptuous woman, and I'm like, you know what I mean? She's always talking about her big butt, and I'm like, okay. No, sis, there is nothing about your body that is J-Lo. You are not curvy. You're skinny, and there's nothing wrong with that. Own it. I feel like once you finally realize your body type and embrace it and own it, you're going to slay. Because right now you are walking in somebody else's image. To be quite honest, I don't think Chris Leanne has ever embraced Chris Leanne physically. She's always putting something else on to be this vision of herself that she thinks she is. And it's like, girl, that's not you. Find out who you are, walk in it and own it, and you will slay. That's why you slayed in that challenge last week, because you were stepping outside of the image that you thought you were, and you were actually exploring new things and new ideas and new images, and it really, really helped you start to define who you are. And gosh, I hope you get it, because I think you do have I don't know if you have like a runway model or like high fashion model future, but I do think that you have some type of future in modeling, and I think your face and your voice is very important. So keep going, sis. Don't let them break you. While Law Roach is giving his challenge speech and talking about finding your style, he makes this comment that there are models who are able to work Vogue and Maxim. What? Law, who? What model you know that's on the cover of Vogue and on the cover of Maxim? It don't work like that. And I'm not talking about a celebrity who's spreading eagle in Maxim and then slaying in a Gucci dress in Vogue because they're trying to promote a project. I'm talking about a professional model. Who? Who do you know who has done that? That has done Maxim and Vogue as a professional model, not like some celebrity or, some socialite. A professional model. Who? This is what I'm talking about. I feel like they are just giving these girls... Then we get to the challenge. Tatiana, model chic, totally see it. Gia, she was struggling with this, and I felt really bad for her. No other way to say it. I felt really, really bad for her because her confidence was just gone. Like, she even walked down the steps and was so defeated. And she had mentioned before that she just basically, she doesn't have the money to buy all this stuff to like really define a style. And I'm not saying that you have to be wealthy, but to be honest, you have to have some type of coin to, you know, put some things together. And not everybody has a hand where they can like sew something and create something. So sometimes you got to have a little bit of coin to really have a style, a signature style. And I feel bad for her because she was defeated. She was embarrassed. And I just feel like these judges miss so many opportunities, because I felt like if Tyra was there, she would have spoke to Gia and she would have just built her up and let her know that you don't need the money. This is how you can be creative in these ways. You know, just guide her in a way. That's why I always have said before that a model should be hosting this, and people who work in the modeling industry should be helping these young girls because they have the knowledge and the history. And I'm not discounting any of the work that these judges have done to get them to the place where they are at, but I just don't feel like they are helping these girls succeed. I feel like they're missing so many important moments, and I feel like Tyra would have caught that moment with Gia because she's a model, a supermodel, and she's been doing it for so long that she would recognize that moment. And I just, oh man, I felt so bad for Gia, so bad for that little girl. Benta slayed, not surprised. She slays in everything, to be quite honest. But Benta, I hope you take it up a notch, because Courtney is coming at your heels. You two are going to be neck and neck. I predict that you two are going to be in the end. I predict that you two are going to be in the end. Top 3. Who's my third? I don't really have a third. Maybe Cody? Because they're loving Cody. Maybe Cody or Corianne. So I'm starting to get a little bit more of Kyle this episode, and I'm starting to really like Kyle, because before I just couldn't see it. I could not see what everybody else was seeing, but I'm really starting to like Kyle this episode. But Kyle, when you came down the steps in that George Michael Halloween costume, I was like, oh, nope. That is not your signature. That better not be your signature style, because that looks like a costume. You got to come with something a little bit better than that. And I'm glad, thank you, Law, that you called that out. Corianne struggled. She may be in the bottom again. Poor girl. Oh, she stays struggling. Chris Leanne came down the steps in another Instagram dress. You know what? Chris Leanne has the potential to be a high fashion model. I think it's going to take a lot more than this TV show to shake her out of being an Instagram model. There is nothing wrong with being an Instagram model. I love the fact that there are young women who are not privileged, who are making opportunities for themselves on Instagram as models. You know what I mean? And privileged in the sense that they probably won't get the same doors open for them in a fashion world that some women would. Because let's be honest, you got to look at the people of today who are on the runways. They're all rich kids. You know what I mean? So I'm very glad that Instagram is opening up a door for these young women. I think that Chris Leanne does very well on Instagram. But she has potential. She has potential to be a high fashion model. But she needs a lot of work. But it's there if she wants it. Ain't nothing wrong with the gram, hun. You already making money there. But if you want to go high fashion, whew, you're going to need to put in some work. Tatiana is declared the winner of this challenge. And she is gifted a collection of Zendaya shoes. Those shoes actually looked really cute. I never really checked the line because I was just like, oh my goodness, it's another Disney kid. But you know, I'm gonna look into it, because those shoes looked really, really cute. I was like, oh, okay. And this is also the first time that Tatiana, I'm starting to see her as like competition in this show. You know what I mean? I felt like for the first few episodes, she was just like disappearing from me. Honestly, I don't remember her from any other episodes. So, you know, even when they were focusing on her, I'm like, who is this? So I'm glad that she's showing up and showing out, because I can really see her as a model. Honestly, I could see her walking the Victoria's Secret runway. Like, I could see her being an angel. I feel like she's already modeling for Victoria's Secret, right? Like, I feel like I've seen her with some wings. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I? So then the models have a photo shoot at a grocery store with Nicola Fumagalli. I'm butchering his name. I don't care. I do care. Sorry, Nicola Fumagalli. I do care. But I'm just saying, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I love your work. That dude is a visionary. I was very excited when I saw him. I was like, oh yes, the dresses are about to be lit. And they were. So I was really, really excited to see him on this show and to see him dressing these women. See, guys, keep this up. Because I was so excited when Nicola, graced your screen. Because I knew who that was. I knew his work. And, I was like, okay, now we really playing with some big dogs here. Now you'll get my attention. So, I enjoyed that. Spend them checks wisely. Now it's time for the photo shoot. Cody, killed, as usual. Just like my same note that I gave Benta, I will probably look at me giving notes. Okay, put me on the judge's table. But my same note that I would give Cody is the same note that I gave Benta. You're doing well. Do more to stand out, because when you get to that point where they're just used to you doing so well, there's going to be somebody who outshines you out of nowhere because they didn't expect it. Don't let anybody outshine you. You know what I mean? You're doing great without your sister. Sorry, Tosh. She's shining. Chris Leanne is in her head again and she's not doing well. I hope, and it seems like Ashley Graham is really pulling for her. So I honestly hope that they bring somebody in that could talk to her, because like I said before, Chris Leanne has potential, but she's being so broken down by this process. And I feel like the critiques that the judges are giving her are not clear and are not on point. I get what they're trying to say, but they're not saying it. And the way they're delivering the message it's coming as an attack on her culture and her class. And they have to be very specific when they break down these notes for her, because she's taking the notes a totally different way, and it's affecting her mentally. It really, really is. That poor girl, she's such a good model. I really, really think that she has what it takes, but the notes that you guys are giving her, you're so not clear, and she's thinking it's because of her culture. She's thinking, it's because of she's a girl from the gram. You guys have to be specific with her, please. I hope somebody helps her, because I hate seeing her struggle like this, like when she cries. And I feel so sorry for that little girl. Please, can we bring in somebody bring in J-Lo, something. She needs some encouragement. Then we get to Paige in this mouth, and Drew says nothing about it. Please help these girls. Paige is not going to get modeling work with her mouth gaped open like that. She's trying to be sexy. She's seen it somewhere before, and she's trying to mimic it, but she's doing it poorly. You guys aren't saying anything. Her pictures are forgetful. It's like you're giving her basic notes just to keep her on the season, because you got to have a certain amount of models each episode. It's poor thing. Poor thing. I'm disappointed, Drew, because you've been coming with some notes lately. But the fact that you were, yes, Paige, yes, good job. You know good and well that mouth gaped open was not a good job. And get her off the meats. I hope to God that grocery store didn't sell them meats back to people that she was laying her behind on. Gia is struggling. She's in her head, too. I feel so bad. Then Kyle falls. I honestly think that this fall was made to be something bigger than what it really was. But Marissa is me, because she was like, I couldn't help because I was laughing. Girl, I'm the same way. I don't know what it is when somebody trips or slips. Your first reaction is to laugh. That's so horrible. But Kyle was fine. Then Corianne shows up in this gorgeous dress, and mother slayed. She killed that photo shoot. And I don't think she killed it just because she's a good model and she knows how to work her angles and she showed up today. She loved her outfit. When a woman loves what she's wearing, you can't tell her nothing. And Corianne loved it. She was giving face and body. She was twisting in ways. You ain't never seen Corianne show up like that. But she loved what she was wearing. And I think that that's great for her for this photo shoot. But the problem is, when you're a model, you're not going to necessarily like everything that you're wearing. or you're not going to like the theme of the photo shoot. So that's the only problem. You can't just show up for things that you like. When you're a model, you got to show up every time. But good photo shoot, Corianne. Good. It's there. Your supermodel mother will be proud. Singing India was the first time that I was able to see her as a model and like competition in this show, because her photo shoot was really good as well. I love her outfit. I love the way that she gave the outfit shape, even though it was a shapeless outfit. I think the hair and the iridescent bows really went well together, and she showed up. It looked like her photo shoot looked like the cover of like a Wanderlust magazine. Like I could see her, is it Wanderlust or Wonderland? I think it's Wanderlust. I could see her modeling for that magazine. Good job, India. Good job. Kyle is struggling in this photo shoot. She's been pretty much struggling the whole episode. But I don't blame Kyle. You know why? Because the judges let Kyle skate by because she was different. They never gave her any notes. They never told her, you know, how she should pose or change her face. And Kyle was even saying it. Kyle was just like, I know that, you know, I'm a new model and I don't know how to pose this. And I know I need help with posing my face. You're on this show to get help, to be a model. And they're not giving her any notes. Oh, great job, Kyle. You're a boss. I feel like they were just saying that so that she can stay on for the rest of the episodes because, again, diversity hired. No tea, no shade to Kyle. Because for me, she showed up this episode. But I just am very pissed at the judges for trying to, like, come down on her all of a sudden when you've given her no notes the entire time. How was she supposed to get better when you're not giving her any valuable critiques? You're just saying, good job. You're a boss, Kyle. Really? Now you want her to be Kate Moss? How? These girls are on this show because they need help. They want to bring it to the modeling industry. And they don't know how. So that's why they come to America's Next Top Model. Team Kyle. The judging table. India and Benta killed their photos. Loved them. Benta just sat there and she can look. But in this instance, I think I love Benta's photo. It's a beautiful photo. I felt like the outfit was wearing her. And in fashion, it really should, but we're trying to find a model who can build a brand here. And you gotta be able to let that dress wear you, but you wear it as well. You know what I mean? Like there has to be like a merging there. And I felt like it was the other way around. But good job, Benta. Still a great photo. You and India, my top photos, to be quite honest with you. Cody did a great photo as well. She's doing well without that twin. Speaking of Cody, stop trying to make her crazy, Rita. Like, I feel like this whole show is trying to make it seem like she has a problem with being a twin. I feel like maybe she said this to one of the producers when she was trying to get on this show, and they're like making it a theme, but we're not getting where all of this stuff is coming from. So I think we're trying to make her being a twin too much of a storyline and a problem. So yeah, let's just fix that, because I don't think anything's wrong with Cody. I don't think anything's wrong with being a twin. I do feel like she did live in her sister's shadow, but her sister isn't there anymore. So let's start making it about Cody. Gia was given, I think that her notes were appropriate, and I feel bad for saying that because I think that Gia has a beautiful face, but I don't think she's a model yet. And I am upset with the judges because I feel like they haven't given her, same with Kyle, I don't feel like they've given her the tools to get there, the tools or the notes. You're asking for these girls to be Kate Moss and Naomi Campbell on day one. You're asking way too much from girls who don't really know anything. Like you guys didn't, let's be real, you didn't go and cast like actual models who have really yet to break, but they live in New York and they're going on shoots every day. Like you didn't get that because that's not good TV. You got people who aspire to be models, but they're still living in their small towns and they have no idea what's going on, because that's good TV. Watching a fish out of water, that's good TV. Having said that, I know it's a TV show, but you guys have to give these girls some notes. You're not helping them. And Kyle and Gia on this episode is a perfect example of not getting any valuable notes and then being expected to show up when you have no idea what you're doing. This is why I miss the old judges table, because Tyra herself was very involved. She was showing up to the house. She was giving important challenges and tasks, and man, I just feel sad because I think that these girls have potential to be great models, but I think we're going to lose a lot of them in this competition because they're not being guided properly. Did I hear this correctly? Did Rita Ora call herself a supermodel? I am in no way a model, but let me tell you something. I grew up with Cindy Crawford, okay? I grew up with Linda Evangelista. I grew up with Naomi Campbell. Kate Moss was up in this building. So y'all have to stop throwing out supermodel like that. Y'all, Beverly Johnson, get at me. Y'all have got to stop throwing supermodel out like that. No tea, no shade, Rita. If that's how you see yourself, girl, flourish. But what we're not going to do is put every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the same category as the goddesses that I just named. We really have got to stop that, because just because you have a famous parent and over 1 million Instagram followers does not make you a supermodel. If you can't walk down a damn runway, you are not a supermodel. Have you looked at New York Fashion Week and these girls that are being considered supermodels cannot even walk down a runway? You clinking and clunking in some hills, but you a supermodel? Where they do that at? In 2017, we're gonna stop the lies. Stop it. Courtney's photo. Listen, she's annoying, but that girl can take a picture. And those eyebrows, whoo, she slayed in that picture. She's a good model. But Drew, I'm very happy that you gave her some good advice. And to be honest, Drew and Ashley Graham have been the only judges so far that I feel have been giving the girls at least some kind of helpful advice. He basically just let Courtney know that she has got to stop complaining. If she does, that's going to hurt her chances in the competition and in the modeling industry. And I think that was some really great advice. She needed that tough love, and she took it like a champ. So I hope she does better, because she's a beautiful girl and she's a great model, like a great upcoming model. She could do some big things if she worked on that attitude and complaining. There's a lot of focus on Tatiana this episode as being like a really good model, and I do agree, but her picture was not that great. Like, her face was half hidden. Who picked the picture? Like, you guys are talking about how gorgeous of a picture it was, and I'm like, really? Again, are the judges looking at the same pictures that we're seeing as the audience? I don't think they are. I really, really don't, because the reactions that they have to these pictures are the total opposite of what the audience is having when we're watching this show. Kyle's photo wasn't the best. I mean, it wasn't horrible either, but it just wasn't great. But I'm very disappointed in the judges. They all like went off on her, and I'm like, how? You tell her she's good every episode, every challenge. You're telling her how great she is, how much she's a boss, she's winning challenges, all of this stuff. You're never telling her anything about her face or her attitude. Then all of a sudden, during this challenge, you have all of these notes for her, and rightfully so. Like, she was looking confused and insulted and hurt. I would have too. Every challenge, every time she gets in front of you guys, you're saying how much of a great model she is, and then this modeling, this judging table. Now you want to say you have a bad attitude and you're failing as a model. What? You can't do that. You're messing with the girl's mind because you're not helping her at all. I feel like they're targeting Kyle because they kind of want her off the show at this point. I honestly feel like it has nothing to do with the girl's performances. Of course, it's a reality TV show, but I feel like with this season, it's all producer picks. I don't think it has anything to do with who's good and who's good for the competition and who isn't, because every time that someone has been sent home, I've been thoroughly confused. Thoroughly. Like, the notes don't match up to the eliminations, in my opinion. So Corianne wins Best Photo. I disagree. I think she should have went second. I think that Courtney, in my opinion, gave the Best Photo, but I think they wouldn't call her right away because of her attitude. So then Corianne's photo became the Best Photo, because I think Corianne had much better shots than what they picked. And I also think that Benta should have scored way higher, but who knows what's going on with them judges. Get to this moment that VH1 has been teasing us with for the past week. And I honestly thought that I would like it, because I felt like it would show Rita Ora as like a judge with a soul. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you need to be in a hosting position. I feel like you need to have a little bit more personality. And I don't think Rita has it for hosting. Not saying she doesn't have a personality. I just feel like we're expecting Tyra and we're getting nothing quite close to it. And I think that that formula needs to stay if you want the show to be successful. Anyway, I was looking forward to this moment, but then when the moment actually happened, I was really disappointed because she gets up there and she says the next two names that I'm going to call, and then she says, no, I think we've made a mistake, and then she goes back and talks to the judges. The problem that I had is that the girls were there, and they were watching, and they were talking, and they were trying to figure out what was going on. And the thing that bothered me is that it gave some girls false hope. You know what I mean? Like maybe the girls who knew that they were the last two, maybe they thought that, you know, oh, I could probably be saved, or you know, maybe I'm not going home. And it actually didn't happen because Ashley was like, majority rules, we are not going back. Because let me tell you something, Ashley was riding for Chris Leanne. Say what you want. She wasn't letting her Latina sister go home. Listen, link up and show out. So anyway, I just didn't like that. It bothered me because these girls are here because they really want to model and they really want to be a part of the ANTM family, and I don't know. I just didn't like that their emotions were played with like that. If you think you made a wrong decision, you have this scene with just the judges. I would have felt more comfortable with that than having it be done in front of the girls and giving false hope. I didn't like it. Mainly the reason why I didn't like it is because here we are. Gia is heartbroken, crying. She's like, I'm trying, I'll do better. And she ends up going home. Chris Leanne is heartbroken because she feels like, well, I'm not really wanted here. You know, I'm on thin ice now. It just, you cannot tear people down like this. And this is my problem. You guys are tearing people down. You're not giving them the best notes. And can we just be real? You guys don't have the experience or the resume as the previous judging panel, and they were way nicer. You can't come in here like that when you don't have 30, 40 years in the industry. We got to get the old team back. I don't care what you got to pay Ken Mock, VH1. Get the old team back because they're not just good TV, they're necessary. They really, really help these girls. I don't think that we're going to get Eva, I was going to say Eva Longoria. What is her name? Eva, you know that girl. But she went on to like do TV shows. Like she has a great career. I don't think we're going to get any of those girls out of any of that kind of ANTM moment or star because they're just not being helped, and it's so sad because so many of these girls have great potential. Like Justine, who went home on day one. Don't understand that. Never will. Next week seems interesting. Chanel Iman shows up. Love her. Kyle and Marissa hooks up. Random. And Benta pops off. Again. Girl, you're going to have to get a hold of that because that attitude is going to knock you right out of this competition. And you are competition. Anyway, I'll see you next week. I hope they're nicer to these girls. Guys, I'm just so heartbroken because they're so young and they want to do this. And they're just, in my opinion, just not getting the proper help. Tyra, please come back. See you next week. Bye.